yes, we have gathered quite a group here today to talk about empty bowls, but they won't be empty for long because next Thursday evening, October 6th, it is the annual, and God, this is the third or the fourth?
This is the third year.
The third year of Empty Bowls. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and here to talk about it today with us is Norm Fawcett. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just great, Ann. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. Of course, you are the head of the soup kitchen there, the executive director. And this is an exciting to help with all the financing that it takes to feed people today.
I don't know how many times I've said over the last couple of years, and it's just been an absolute godsend to have these people come to us with this idea and this concept. It's the way our numbers have been going up with the current malaise in the economy.
That's a good way to put it.
Well, it's a nice way of putting it, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yes. But our numbers are way up at the soup kitchen. We can talk about that a little later if you want. But this has helped fill that void immensely. And it's just a great opportunity to bring together three great organizations here. The president of the Greenwood County Medical Alliance, Jamie Tarasidis, is here with us again this year. Still president, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how it works sometimes.
And a big job to pull this all together. Jamie, how does it feel to be able to bring this back again this year?
It's so exciting to see the growth that's happening. It's been a great thing for our organization to have so many of our members involved.
That's right. And that's what this organization is all about. It's about helping community, isn't it?
It is. We work towards on projects that are health related, and food is definitely health related.
Absolutely. So this is a great opportunity to bring 2, 3, like I said, how many organizations we've got here today? We also have Laura Bachinski here with us, and she is the president of GASP.
Yes.
Now, what is GASP?
GASP is Greenwood Area Studio Potters. It's a guild that we formed in 2009, and we have about 31 members now. We just added a new member. And it's a group that really started as an offshoot of Piedmont Technical College's professional pottery program that's in Edgefield. And we needed another place for networking, especially for those of us who have graduated from the program and are no longer down there. We needed a place to be able to get together and share and talk about our work that we do. And another important part of our organization is community service. So this was a perfect place for us to step in and be able to help.
Now, those of you that know Laura know she's pretty darn famous for these big bells that she makes. Yes, I mean, you see them just about everywhere. You have a fascination with bells?
Well, Norm would say it's because I'm a ding-dong, I'm sure. But
I like how you put that off on Norm.
Because I know he's thinking that, I can tell. But a number of years ago, I went with a friend to a studio of a very well-known potter. His name is Matt Jones, and he's just outside of Asheville. And he had these beautiful stoneware bells that hung from his studio. Mm-hmm. And I was fascinated with them. So when I was a student at Piedmont Tech, I had to think of an assignment that challenged my skill level. And so I talked with my instructor that was there, and I said, what about trying to make these bells? And so he and I worked it through, and it was a lot of trial and error, and it's got like physics in it. How does it ring, and where can you hang it so it will blow the best, and so.
We could talk a whole show about this.
We could talk a whole show about bells in my studio.
We could go to lunch.
But
the bottom line is
that yes, that's what I do. But I also make bowls for empty bowls.
Absolutely. In fact, I understand you are firing a lot of these. You've got a complete studio over there in your home in 96.
I do. I have a nice little old barn space right behind my house, which is great. And I have a kiln and a wheel and all the equipment that I need. And right now, I'm firing. Currently, this kiln is actually running. I'm firing bowls that came from Greenwood High School, and
so the schools are getting involved.
The schools are involved. Greenwood, Lakeview, and Emerald High School. This afternoon I'm picking up Emerald High School's bowls that they've been making. They
I
had
didn't
their...
know, do they have a pottery program there?
They don't, but they were very, very interested in both high schools, very interested and excited to participate. We were very interested and excited to have them participate because we were in need of
More bowls
this year. And a couple, Lakeview also had some interest in participating as well, and we were able to supply clay for some of those bowls through our organization and some glazing materials through our GASP. And what we've done is some of us went and worked with some of the students. We've lent them equipment, and but we need to fire them because they don't have the kilns to do that. So we're picking up bowls and spending some time firing them. Yes.
I'll bet they're very proud of their bowls.
They are, and they're really beautiful.
Are they?
They're the ones that I saw.
They just don't look like just
They
thrown
don't just
together?
look like thrown together. What you might think
Right.
of as children's pottery. So I think
Something
people will be
only a
excited.
mother, something only a mother
Right.
could love.
No, these I think are really great. They're very cool. So I think people are going to be excited to have some other choices.
That's
in
right.
their
So
bowls.
so they might go first.
They might.
That's right.
We also have bowls from the woodworking group in town, which is called Claw, which goes very well with GASP. And we
Normally you
also-
talk about a claw and fang society.
I know.
I'm not going there, Ann. I'm not going there.
I know, but the Greenwood Artist Guild is GAG. Did you know that? So it's GASP, GAG, and Claw are the three art groups. But we also have and I'm looking for her name and I can't seem to. Bev Justin Jostin from Sunrise Stained Glass is giving us some bowls too this year. So we have
Stained glass bowls?
We have, I think they're going to be like
glass.
slumped glass so we have glass, wood, and pottery bowls this year.
It's going to be very
exciting.
interesting, very interesting. Now, Norm, I understand you've been able to reconfigure because this event happens at the Soup Kitchen, which is just a great opportunity for people to see what the Soup Kitchen is, that you've been able to expand the number of seats because what happened?
We sold out the last 2 years, weeks before the event. This has become the social event of the year in Greenwood.
Breaking bread at the Soup Kitchen. Yes, it's cool.
And you mentioned it just 30 seconds ago. I can't let it pass without saying that the money we raise is obviously very important, but just getting some of the people that come and support Empty Bowls to come and see our Soup Kitchen, many of them didn't even know it existed, much less that it wasn't some dingy hole in the bottom of a basement of a building somewhere. They are quite impressed with our Soup Kitchen. We are proud of what we have, and it's wonderful to have people like that from the Greenwood community come in and see the facility that we have to serve the hungry in our city.
Well, we're going to be talking more about this. Now, if you don't know where the Soup Kitchen is, it's over at the United Center for Community Care. That's at 929 Phoenix Street. When we come back, we're going to be talking about this. Seating is at 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30. That is next Thursday, October 6th. Don't you go away. We'll be right back. We're talking Empty Bowls. We're talking Soup Kitchen. And we're talking to Laura Bachinski. Oh, that's right. We're back here. The conversation is fast and furious right here. It's hard to get a word in edgewise here. I had to remind them who the interviewer was here today. All right. We're having a good time here, though. We're talking about Empty Bowls, and this, of course, happens at the Soup Kitchen next Thursday, October 6th. Can you believe October is already here? Unbelievable. Now, Norm, why don't you tell us, you said that, the 5:30 and the 6:30 are sold out?
6:30 is definitely sold out. They were sold out about a week ago. 5:30 we have probably less than literally half a dozen seats at 5:30 left. We have a number of 7:30, probably between 20 and 25, and about an equal number of takeout tickets. So out of the 400 tickets that were offered for sale, we probably have about 20 sit-down tickets and 25 takeout tickets left. Amazing support by the people of Greenwood.
And I guess we would have to give some credit here to the Greenwood County Medical Alliance for getting out there and selling those tickets, wouldn't we? I mean, my gosh, that's 360 tickets maybe have been sold so far? 350,
yeah.
somewhere in that range? Jamie, how do y'all get this job done?
Well, a lot of the tickets have been sold at the Federal Building and at the Chamber of Commerce, some of them by our members. One of the big things that our organization has done is provide volunteers for that night, as well as working on obtaining sponsorships for the event, getting donations of soup, bread, dessert, all those kinds of
Who's
things.
going to be making the soup this year? I haven't heard about this. Who's going to be making soup? Do we know who's making soup or
We
what
have
kind of soup they're making?
I don't know what kind, but we have soup from the Gatewood Club, Landry University, the Country Club, Howard's on Main. We have bread coming from Wesley Commons, from Self Regional, from the Dixie Drive-In.
Ooh, cool.
We have dessert coming mostly from our Alliance members, and so we have a lot of homemade desserts from our members.
I tell you what, I was at the Madame Curie dinner last night. They had these fabulous desserts, that had the emblem on it, and it was chocolate. It was edible white chocolate with all kinds of good stuff inside it. I tell you what, I took a picture of it because I want to post it on our Facebook page. It was so phenomenal. So we had a good time at that last night.
Put them down for next year.
Yeah, we'll get desserts from them.
Yes, absolutely. You needed to check that out. It was a great dinner last night. But so you're going to have a variety of all kinds of desserts too. Last year, I know they had all kinds of pies and all this kind of good stuff.
A lot of our members are making 24 servings of dessert. So if you have to put together 500 servings of dessert, that makes a lot of different people, a lot of different kinds of dessert that will be available. And a lot of our members will be there that night serving soup, washing your bowl and giving it back to you after you've eaten, taking your tickets, that kinds of thing.
It is neat. We need to tell people, you go and pick out your bowl, and then you get your soup dished up in that, and then afterwards they come around and they take your bowl, and I have seen people sitting at the table, are you sure I'm going to get my bowl back? They become very attached to the bowls, don't they, Jamie?
Yes, they do. We also have help from the Interact Club at Emerald, also from another servants organization at Greenwood High. So there'll also be some teenagers helping us again this year.
Well, that is great. You know what I like about it? You all are so efficient, but you make people not feel like they're rushed. I mean, meaning efficient, meaning the table is cleaned and other people sit down and they're relaxed and enjoy, and if you want to stay and linger, it's okay, but if you're done, they just help move you right through. Norm, that goes to a lot of good organization, doesn't it?
Well, we serve about 150 people a day, so we know how to turn people over and still make them feel welcome. But a lot of the credit, most of the credit for Empty Bowls organization has to go to the Greenwood County Medical Alliance. It was just, I'll use the word godsend again. I don't know how many times every week or month somebody comes up to me and says, what a good idea for a fundraiser would be, and blah, 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 and then they walk away. And these people came to us 3 years ago now, the Potters and the Medical Alliance, saying, we have an idea based on an international movement called Empty Bowls, and we'd like to do it for you. And we'd like to supply the bowls, and we'd like to do the administration, and we'd like to get the tickets printed up, and we'd like to go and get the soup from our wonderful hosts in restaurants in Greenwood.
And Norm said, hallelujah!
And I said, no, I don't think so. We want to do it all ourselves. And getting the volunteers. The soup kitchen doesn't work without volunteers. Empty Bowls doesn't work without volunteers. And the Medical Alliance and of course the Potters with it. You work on these bowls for close to 6 months to get that many done.
We do, almost. And some people start, soon after the event is over, they'll put aside bowls throughout the year as they're making them.
Because they have to.
The following year.
They have to supply the clay and everything and their time and effort.
Right,
to
and
this.
each potter from our membership organization, but also we have potters who are not members of GASP who have contributed some work. That there is a lot of time and effort, and probably the bowls, both from the potters and the woodworkers and the glass bowls are retail in a store anywhere between $12 and $35 or $40 a piece. So that is a big commitment, both time and financially, for the potters. to
And
do
you know,
that.
you know what's neat about it? This is a situation, this is a win-win situation, because you get to walk away with a nice bowl, and you'll have something forever, yet you're contributing to the soup kitchen, so it's a win-win situation. What a great idea.
And it's not just, contributing really. Virtually all of that $20 will go to the soup kitchen because the bowls are donated,
Right, yeah.
because the soup is donated, because the desserts are donated, because it's all run by volunteers. Pretty good margin.
Absolutely. And when you talk about 400 tickets that will be sold for this, that's a tremendous influx for you, Norm, with the soup kitchen, because, oh my God, 150 people, is that the average you're telling us now?
Yes, we served 40,000 meals at the soup kitchen last year, and that averages anywhere between 130 to 170 people a day.
That's
6 days a week.
6 days a week, so, because you're now doing Saturdays.
We're now doing Saturdays, and I have to mention that Emmanuel Lutheran Church does a Sunday meal, so Greenwood does have 7-day coverage. We do 6, and Emmanuel Lutheran is good enough to do Sundays.
Absolutely.
Give us a day off.
Give you a day off. Everybody deserves one of those. And when do you get yours? Well, never mind. Okay.
But the good news is that in 2008, we served 23,000 meals. In 2010, I just told you 40,000. That's a 70% increase in a short 2-year period of time because of the economic situation that we all know we're going through. The good news is the first 6 months of 2011 has leveled off. We are not continuing on that steep incline. We're leveling off. We will still serve about 40,000 meals this year, but at least it's not 50,000.
Absolutely. That's a good
so
thing.
we're leveling off, and hopefully over the next couple of years we can bring this thing back to a point where there isn't quite the need that there is right now in Greenwood.
Hopefully. Well, we are here. We are talking about Empty Bowls. That is next Thursday, October 6th. You need to mark that on your calendar if you haven't gotten your tickets for them. Norm, how would you go about getting some tickets for this 7:30 dinner?
Probably at this point, the best thing is just to call me. There are a few tickets left at the Chamber of Commerce and Arts Council, but I will probably be accumulating them in my hot little hands, so I know how many are left over the next couple of days. Call, make a reservation. I'll set them aside for you, and we'll work with the mails. If you want to call me, Norm Fawcett, at 227-3421, 227-3421. I'll be happy to let you know if there's tickets left and set them aside for you and make sure you get them before October 6th.
Absolutely. So that's going on next Thursday. The 5:30 seating, gone.
6:30 is gone.
6:30 is
5:30
gone.
we might have literally half a dozen tickets left, and 7:30 we've probably got 20 to 25 left. So we've got 35, 40 tickets out of 400 that went on sale a very short 3 weeks ago.
Now, Laura, you were telling us that you make sure that those coming to the 7:30 don't get the leftover bowls, right?
Right. We what we do is we set out enough bowls when we initially set up for the 5:30 seating, and then halfway through that we add some new bowls in for the 6:30 seating, and then we add some new bowls in for the 7:30 seating. So no one needs to feel that they will get to the 7:30 seating and have leftovers.
And last year we actually even recognized that we talked about the school bowls.
Right.
We'll put a third of the school bowls out at 5:30,
Right,
a third at
exactly.
6:30, and a third at 7:30.
And the same thing
so
with
the
the
7:30 people should get as every bit as good a selection
Right.
as the 5:30.
Right. Now, the one thing that we also do is at the end of the evening, we offer any other bowls that are left over for sale for the same $20. So if somebody wants to come and they see another bowl that was not picked up, because we tend to have a few extra at the end,
Sure.
they are welcome to stick around, come back, and then purchase.
Or get your ticket for 7:30, and then you're
That's
there.
right. You're there.
There you
You're
go.
In addition, we also have raffle items that are pottery.
Sure. And when we come back after here in South Carolina News, we're going to talk about some
All
of
right.
these raffle items. You got any bells this year?
Yes.
Okay, we'll be talking bells in the belfry here, right here on WLMA. Hey, it is time for South Carolina News. We'll be back. Don't Don't you? That's right. We are talking about empty bowls, but let me tell you, these bowls will not be empty. In fact, you can still get tickets for the 7:30 and maybe a few for the 5:30, but not much. 227-3421. After the show, please. Please wait till 1 o'clock. He is busy right now. Norm Fawcett will gladly take your call after the show. So give him a call, 227-3421. Now, we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the items that are available for raffle for this, and we want to talk about a very special wall hanging. But Laura, why don't you tell us about what's happening in the pottery end here?
For the raffle, the pottery pieces we have for the raffle, we will have a large bowl. I think it's about between 18 and 20 inches that was crafted, hand-thrown by Robert Taft, who is a graduate of Piedmont Tech's pottery program and
Is
a
that
local potter.
Is that difficult to do something flat?
Yeah, because you need to make sure that while your edges are thin and light and pleasing to the touch when you pick up your piece, it also needs to be strong enough that it can hold its own weight as you're throwing it, because the clay is damp, and so yeah, that is a little bit of a challenge. We also have a platter that was made by a potter in Edgefield. Actually, he's in Johnston, and he's also a graduate of Piedmont Tech's program, and his name is Tim Miller from Miller's Pond Pottery. And I'm contributing a bell for one of the raffle items. So those are the pottery raffle items we have.
But now, how much will the tickets be for the raffle, Laura?
They are
$5 for one, $3 for 10.
Thank you.
$5 for one, $10 for three.
There you go. Right. Now, this is just an added, and when you go to pick up your bowl, you actually have that opportunity to get those raffle tickets. If I remember correctly, they're right there showing them right when you're getting there.
And we will do one item per seating. So, and we're not sure yet what will be raffled at which seating, but you'll be able to buy your tickets right when you choose your bowl, or we will have wandering potters that will sell tickets to
wandering
potters that will sell tickets to you as you're eating your soup. So you'll have lots of opportunity to buy tickets for the raffle items.
Now, Laura, isn't it a wonderful program that Piedmont Tech started with the pottery? I mean, that program keeps growing and growing. Of course, it is down in Edgefield, correct?
It is, and part of the reason that it was built there was because of the wonderful history of Edgefield pottery. And if you have not been down there to look at the facility, it is an amazing studio facility. I've been to a few other pottery programs for workshops or for gallery openings, and that facility is fabulous. The instructor that was there when I started, his name was Gary Klontz, and he is really a nationally known pottery instructor, and I don't think very many people were really aware of what a gem we had there. And he has been he's retired, and now we have another fabulous potter down there who is a local Edgefield potter. His name is Justin Guy, and he is currently the instructor there, studied overseas. And I know in an Asian country, and I don't want to say which one because I know I'll be wrong, but he's absolutely very, very talented potter who's continuing the program and doing a fabulous job down there.
Well, I know it just keeps growing, and there's such an interest in pottery and this type of thing. It's good that Piedmont Tech was able to come online and put this big studio in there where you can actually go through a 2-year program, right?
That's right. That's right.
So this is where a lot of people get involved in pottery and helping out here. There's lots of great projects, but Empty Bowls is the one we're talking about. The event is next Thursday, October 6th. Tickets for adults are $20. I might add, if you want to call right now, 229-7984, get some tickets while Norm is here. We can even handle that. Jeff can take your telephone number, and Norm can call you back afterwards. I know I've got you excited about going to Empty Bowls.
Something we didn't mention is we do also have takeout tickets. If you would like and all the benefits of a takeout ticket come along the same way as if it was a sit-down, you just don't get a seat. But if you buy a takeout ticket, you still get your bowl. You come anytime between 5:45 and 8 o'clock. You get your bowl, you get to pick out your own bowl, and we will serve you a takeout meal of soup and dessert and cornbread and muffins and sweet tea, and you can take it home with you and go watch your favorite television program, but also help out the soup kitchen and take a bowl home with you. So we do have a number of takeout tickets available also for people who can't come that night.
Well, I need 2 of those takeout tickets.
Thank you, Anne.
Okay, so after the show here, I will ante up with you, and we will get 2 takeout tickets right
Fantastic.
here. Yeah, so there you go. All right, now, Norm, you are really excited because there is an item that is going to be up for auction at the Soup Kitchen event here, Empty Bowls. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I live in Stony Point, and it's a wonderful, wonderful community, and we have
A great golf, I might add. Excellent
great
restaurant
golf.
out there. Yes, one of our
Bermuda's is one of our corporate sponsors this
and
year.
they are one of our sponsors on WLMA and WCRS. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you too. We owe a lot to the Medfords.
Yes,
we really
we
do. But there's also a number, probably 8 to 10 ladies in Stony Point that love to do needlework, and they were looking for something to honor another one of our longtime residents out in Stony Point, Gail Holden, who succumbed to cancer this year after a long, long battle. A way to honor her, and they have done about a 4x4 wall hanging, Christmas theme, Santa's. Beautiful, beautiful piece of needlework that has been turned that was turned over to a professional quilter to put all the needlework pieces together in a quilt type thing. And they have donated this 4x4 Christmas wall hanging to the Soup Kitchen that we will have on October 6th at Empty Bowls, and everyone will be able to see it. And we still haven't quite figured out an honorable way to present this. They of course want to do it in Gail's honor, and we want to do it in a very very nice way.
Sure.
In Gail's honor. So I'm not sure we're going to have dueling raffles. That doesn't make a lot of sense. We have our final organizing meeting on Thursday, and we'll figure it out. But one of the ideas that we have is we'll simply have a best bid auction. We can't do silent auction or whatever, obviously, with 3 sittings. The 5:30 people would be at quite a disadvantage to the 7:30 on the silent auction.
Hey, but we're
if we
trying
did
to sell the 7:30, though. There's another advantage.
That's true. But one of the thoughts that we're going to bring up on Thursday to the committee is a best bid auction, that we'll have the wall hanging there. We'll have a box. We'll have cards to fill out with name, phone number, and your best bid. Take your best shot.
And nobody will
that
know.
will be secret until about 8 o'clock on Thursday night. So the 5:30 people have as good an advantage as the 7:30 people. And that is one of the ideas we're going to pursue, is just a best bid auction. And all that money, of course, will again go to the Soup Kitchen. We thank. This is a beautiful, beautiful wall hanging. It's certainly not take away from the pottery pieces we have that are every bit as beautiful. But this is something special, and
Well, it's
it'll
a
be
very
offered on
nice,
Thursday night.
a very nice addition to what you're doing, and a very nice remembrance to somebody who was a big part of our community
That's
out there.
right. That's
so
right.
that's terrific. All right. Well, we are talking here Soup Kitchen. We are talking the Empty Bowls next October 6th. Hey, if you've got a question for Norm or Laura or Jamie, give us a call, 229-7984. That's 229-7984. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be
That's
right. We are talking about Empty Bowls. We are here with the president of the Greenwood County Medical Alliance that has put all the, I guess we could say, a lot of boots on the ground here, putting this all together. Would that be a good way to say it, Jamie?
I think it would be. We have 2 members especially who have put a lot of time into this project over the last few years. Lynn Eisenhower was one of the ones who got it started, and she's responsible for getting the T-shirts printed and selling them, finding sponsorships,
The sponsorships this year are unbelievable. You have really come on board with a lot of great sponsors. Who wants to talk about the sponsors here? Norm?
I can.
Okay.
We had sponsors last year, but we had a lot more people make the commitment to go out to our good friends, business friends in the community and ask for help. And this year we have over 30 businesses, medical practices, and individuals who have stepped up with anywhere between $1,000 per sponsorship to $100, platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. And we have over 30 of these wonderful, generous people who have become sponsors this year. Last year we made slightly over $11,000 in the entire Empty Bowls program.
Which is huge.
Yes.
You started the first year $6,200.
That's correct.
Doubled
That's
to
correct.
11. All right. And this year?
This year, with sponsorships alone, before we even sold the first ticket, we are over $11,000 because of the generosity of these businesses in town. So I think it was Laura that said it's been fun watching this program grow over the years, and obviously very rewarding also.
You know, the thing about the soup kitchen, it does survive on its own. It does. Totally. And when you talk about serving 40,000 meals and all volunteers putting this together, but still, the cost of the food and putting this all together, it adds up, doesn't it, Norm?
Yeah. We are totally independent. We are not a United Way agency. Not because we wouldn't, we choose not to be, because we've been in operation, continuous operation now for 24 years, since 1987. And the good people of Greenwood, the churches of Greenwood initially, and then it's gone far beyond just the churches, have looked after us. And we always had a perspective, why ask for United Way money if we can make it on our own? And that money is obviously available then for other good causes in the community. So we are totally on our own. The total cost and all the food that's donated comes right from Greenwood County, mainly Greenwood City.
Absolutely.
Greenwood City surrounding area, and yes, we are just blessed to have so many people that are willing to help the hungry in Greenwood. Our total cost of operation of just the dollar amount, the food we have to buy, which doesn't take into the account the enormous amount of food that we get donated, either prepared food from restaurants or canned food from post office drives and Greenwood County workers doing food drives and churches.
The big one that'll be coming up the end of the year, folks. Get ready.
That's right. So the cash cost, without taking into account the value of the food that's donated, is about $80,000.
This will
you start
go a long
thinking
way.
about $20,000 as a percentage of 80, you can start to understand how important Empty Bowls has been to us to help fill that cost void, the cost increases that we've had by going up 70% in the number of meals we served in 2 years.
Now, we have Laura Bachinski sitting right here. She is the president of GASP. And that's about the bowls and everything. Now that you've just heard this, Laura, will you be coming on board next year for this program? I decided to take this option.
Not to do that.
Well, in speaking for all 31 members of GASP who are now listening and holding their breath, gasping, I don't see how we couldn't possibly be involved in it. It's just for us, for a potter to donate 10 bowls, is really, in the big scheme of things, not such a big deal.
But it is.
I beg to differ.
Well, I know you because you're not potters, you beg to differ. But 10 bowls, I think, is not asking a lot from our members. We do have a core group of volunteers that really work hard to make this event possible. Donna Connolly who actually really, I think, is the only reason why Empty Bowls exists in Greenwood. She was president of GASP, and
I have one of her bowls. Yes, she came on the show the first year.
That's right.
Yes.
And she is a very generous, very social conscious woman, and she was just sort of looking at information about bowls and pottery in general, and came across the national program for Empty Bowls and asked me if I thought that would be something we could do and who could we work with. And because I happen to be a lucky member of both GASP and the Medical Alliance,
it was a crossover.
I called Lynn Eisenhower and said, "You two need to talk."
Right.
And I think, they actually met and talked before they went and presented the idea to Norm. So really, without Donna's excitement about this event, GASP would really not exist. And I also, we have some other volunteers, Donna Boasian, who's a local gallery owner and artist in her own right. Phyllis Collins is also on our committee, another potter. Who's worked really hard helping us and supporting us, and so it's been a lot of work, but it's been incredibly exciting, and it's just been a really great event to be involved with.
I would
very
think
rewarding.
I would think also getting the students involved at the high school level and everything could be a boom to making this come together.
It is, because they not only are they providing bowls and helping us out with our numbers, really. The other thing that is important to GASP and to the local potters in the area is to make sure that this doesn't just end with those of us who have started our pottery businesses in town, that we want to encourage other students to go to Piedmont Tech. We want that program to remain strong and be an important part of this community. And it feels really good for those of us who consider ourselves beginning potters and former students to go out and really teach other young people that this is something really good to do, and it's a great career, actually. If you can really make it work and make money doing this, it's a great way to live your life.
Well, I think the arts are something, and this is introducing it into the high schools where they wouldn't have the opportunity to see it. So I think that's awesome.
It is, and I think that's something that GASP is looking forward to being involved in a little more, with working with the local schools.
So that's a nice plus there. And of course, where would we be without the Greenwood County Medical Alliance and Lynn Eisenhower? If ever a person comes up with ideas and decides to follow through on it, she does not quit. Yeah,
she does not.
Yeah, that's true. And she has been a big part of this from the beginning. And she was saying the other day, I don't ask anybody for anything unless they're giving it to me free. And that's why we can say that so much of this ticket price is going straight to the soup kitchen. The T-shirts are being provided free. They're being printed free. We're getting all of the soup, bread, dessert, all of these things. The workers there are all volunteers. Maureen Kilburn, another of our members, has been very involved with talking to different donors who are giving the soup, bread, and dessert. She's also arranging all the volunteers to be there and work that night. And so
it's an incredible amount of work that goes on behind the scenes to make this happen.
There is.
Jamie had mentioned the T-shirts. So we will have event T-shirts available for $10. Again, 100% of that is going to the soup kitchen through the good graces of Action Sports, who have donated the T-shirts, and Emerald Ink and Stitches, who is doing all the printing, and all our top 2-level sponsors. Their names and logos will be on the back of the T-shirt with a nice Empty Bowls logo on the front. They're beautiful shirts, and they'll be available on Thursday night also.
Absolutely. Well, this is going to be a big, big boon to the soup kitchen, but the soup kitchen operates 12 months, 6 days a week, and you said you serve over 40,000 meals this year is what you're looking at.
That's correct.
Now, cost-wise, and how do you pull this together, and what if somebody is interested in helping out with the soup kitchen, Norm? What do we need to do, and why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the ways that you go about getting stuff on the cheap? Because it takes a lot to pull this together.
Yeah, there's two additional things that have happened over the last 2 years that have been an enormous financial benefit to us. Walmart and Sam's Club. Walmart's the big guy in town. They often take a hit for being the big guy in town, but they also do an awful lot of good. Right here in Greenwood, before I speak a little bit about what's going on in Spartanburg, right here in Greenwood, Food Lion and the Walmart stores have gotten together, and they are donating meat products, bakery products, bread, anything that is approaching expiry. We can take that, protect it in our freezers so it doesn't continue to degrade. They are happy. They've seen our facility. They're happy that once they donate it, the food is being handled properly. I don't know. I can't even guess how many thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that Walmart and Food Lion have donated to both the food bank and the soup kitchen over the last year and a half. And also Walmart, and that's right here in Greenwood.
I'm going to interrupt you just 1 minute. You are listening to WLMA right here in Greenwood, South Carolina. We're going to run over here a second. Keep on talking about the soup kitchen. There you go.
Real quickly, up in Spartanburg, the United Way in Spartanburg got together with all the Walmarts and the Sam's Club within a 100-mile radius, and they have opened up a Gifts in Kind Center, they call it. It's one of 6 in the country. We're lucky to be close enough to take advantage of it at the Greenwood Soup Kitchen. And it's not food, it's paper goods. But you can't imagine how many paper plates and napkins and paper towels that we use at the soup kitchen. When this product is damaged, coming into a Walmart or a Sam's Club, the manufacturer will give credit to Walmart, but all this stuff used to go literally to the landfill. And Walmart has gotten together with the United Ways throughout the country. As I say, there's one center in Spartanburg where they provide the 18-wheelers, the trucks, to transport all this damaged paper goods to this Gifts in Kind warehouse. And 501c3 charitable corporations can take out a membership, become a member, and literally go up there once every 2 weeks and fill up a truck if they have a truck, and we do. And we go up there about once every month and a half because of the price of gas and everything else, and we have this large truck. And we have probably saved $8,000 to $10,000 in paper goods because we go up there and we literally get it for free.
Now, what's interesting about that is that you get to go in there for, what, half an hour?
Yes, it's very structured. It's much more structured than any retail organization I've ever been. Yes, the bell goes off, you have half an hour, you have no more than 2 people from your organization that are allowed on the floor, and you have buggies, and you go in and out and throw the stuff on the truck, and you organize it later because you have half an hour. And it's kind of fun watching. It's kind of like those old TV shows where everybody headed towards the meat counter while we head towards the paper towel bin.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it takes a lot to run the soup kitchen, but it is awesome that the Greenwood County Medical Alliance, it's awesome that GASP and Claw and anybody else on that group? Glass, okay. That they are all doing the bowls for this, and of course, where would you be this year if you didn't have this type of an event, Norm? I mean, just think about it. That's, like you said, $18,000 to $20,000.
We would either be turning people away or trying to find a place to replace it, and that's very difficult to do in this economy. We would probably be turning people away. Yeah.
And you serve an average of 150 people a day. That's a lot of people in our community that need that lunchtime food that they are given every day. So if you can help out, whether it's getting a ticket or tickets to the Empty Bowls next October 6th, the number to call Norm, 227-3421. Maybe you'd like to make a bigger donation, they can always use it. And the cans of food that you can drop off there when you go through your pantry, hey, it is a big, big help. Do also need to mention that the kitchen there at the soup kitchen is DHEC approved. A lot of people don't know that, but it is DHEC approved.
We are classified like every other restaurant in town. Although we don't charge food, we serve food to the public, so we get surprise audits once a quarter, just the way every other restaurant in town. And we're proud to say we have a Class A license, and always have.
and you have the best soup in town.
Absolutely. You've tasted it. I know you have.
Absolutely, I have. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. You've been listening to WLMA. Yes, this is Meet Me at the Diner. Yes, we've been talking with Empty Bowls. We've had Laura Bachinski. We have had Jamie Tarasidis here. And, of course, the one and only Norm Fawcett with the Soup Kitchen right here. So everybody have a great afternoon. That's going to do it for us. This is WLMA right here in Greenwood. Bye-bye, Andy.